mes amis, wie geht's? Ich bin Dieter, c'est moi Dieter. Dieter he doesn't want his channel to become a political channel. There's lots of political channels out there. But he wanted to chime in on this because he thinks it's important. The reason I take shots at Dylan Mulvaney and some of these woke people is because they are doing serious damage to our cultures. They really are. They say they're 3% of the population. I don't believe that. I think they're 1. So if one, even let's give them the benefit of the doubt. Let's say they're 3% of the population. Why should they be telling us all what to do? Now apparently laws don't apply to them. Aren't we supposed to be equal under the law? Right? But a woke person or an LGBTQ whatever the fuck activist can physically assault people, old people, young people, women, children, can damage property, can utter cruel, spiteful, disparaging remarks and words at them, and nothing is done. But if Dita, a white, middle-aged, older than middle-aged male goes and says something, right? Or geez, heaven forbid, anyone whose politics might be right-leaning or something says something, Jesus, crucify them. So aren't there political prisoners from the United States, like Marines and people like that, and businessmen being held in Russia? But what does their brilliant government decide is the proper thing to do? Is to rescue Brittany Griner, who was guilty of what she did. Let's be honest here, people. She had this shit, which is an illegal substance. She goes to a foreign country that she's lived in and worked in before, so she knows the law there. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. I'm trans. It's okay if I do that, right? No, bitch, you're going to jail. She says she hates her country. She hates the United States of America. And she's all teary-eyed, and they're grateful when she comes back. Utter hogwash. And while we're on the subject, sorry, Dieter has to get his hat. I don't wish ill on anyone, really. I'm live and let live. If you want to be LGBT, if you want to do whatever you want in your own backyard or in your home or in your privacy, fine. I don't run around in a G-string down Yonge Street. I'd probably be arrested, and I should be. I'm proud, I'm a white man. Ah! I'd scare the children. But they think drag shows are fine at McDonald's restaurants or whatever. You've all lost your bloody mind. Lost the marbles, as we used to say. Here's one for you. I mean, I'm glad Bud Light's getting the shit kicked out of him, really, in a figurative sense. I don't agree with planting bomb threats, but if an LGBTQ did that to, let's say, Coors, well, everyone would say, oh, that's okay, right? Apparently, if you're in Golden, Colorado, and you're Coors employees, because, the Coors family has a history of being racist, and his first name, for Christ's sake, is Adolf. Well, I guess the employees they have in there, it doesn't matter. I lived in Los Angeles when there was a big thing in an article in the paper, and this is in the 1980s, about Adolf Coors being a Nazi, and there's a big article in the LA Times about why doesn't he hire black people, and there was an opinion from Coors the next day. Well, my plant is in Golden, Colorado. The closest community with a significant population of black people is in Denver. I would have to bus them in every day and out. And he said, I'm willing to do that if they want to work here. Yeah? That was the end of that. Here's one, though. Stephen A. Smith, who's so full of himself. He's more full of himself than Dieter. Okay, he does this thing where he puts on his hat and he has a cigar, puts his boots up and calls himself Southern Steve. Well, as a white man, I take offense to that, Stephen A. Smith. I think you're making fun of me. You're doing a white face. You're doing a white face, and you should be fired because you're offending me. Now, am I offending my American friends when I do Southern American deed? I don't think so. Am I offending my Australian friends when I put on my Australian hat? No. And is Stephen A. Smith really offending me? No. I just don't like the guy. But still, I'm not going to try and get him fired, even though I disagree with him, right? It's a strange, strange day in the neighborhood. A strange, strange day in the neighborhood. If you want to be my neighbor, keep to yourself and mind your own business. Live and let live. Wie Zion.